Hey everyone, let's jump right into this. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we are tackling a brand new, frankly terrifying cyber threat that completely flips the script on everything we thought we knew about ransomware. You know the usual drill, right? Attackers lock you out, demand a massive payout, and then hopefully you get the keys to unlock your data. But this new threat we're breaking down today, it fundamentally changes the entire game. I want you to just imagine this for a second. What if a ransomware attack didn't actually just lock your files, but permanently destroyed them? Imagine the absolute nightmare scenario. Your organization suffers a massive breach, you go through the agonizing debate of whether to pay the ransom, you finally send the crypto, only to realize your data is gone anyway, permanently. It's not a hypothetical. It is the exact chilling reality of a malware variant known as VECT 2.0. So let's get into our first section, the ransomware illusion. Now, we're calling it an illusion because VECT 2.0 actively poses as traditional ransomware. It totally wants you to think you're in a standard hostage negotiation. But make no mistake, it is a catastrophic data wiper in disguise. The digital execution has already happened, and security researchers are really sounding the alarm here because the targets are vast. We're talking Windows systems, Linux servers, and crucially, ESXi virtual environments. By going after those hypervisors, the attackers are striking right at the structural core of modern enterprise IT. It's a cross-platform nightmare designed to cripple a network from its very foundation. Think about the traditional extortion model. They encrypt the files, you pay up, you get the decryption key. It's ruthless, sure, but it's a transaction. VECT 2.0 throws all of those rules out the window. It operates purely as a data wiper. The keys to decrypt your files aren't just being withheld for ransom, they are actively destroyed. And honestly, whether this is due to malicious intent or just horribly incompetent coding by attackers who accidentally nuked their own leverage, it really doesn't matter. The results is exactly the same. Your data is toast. Which brings us to the actual mechanics. Let's look at this fatal design flaw. Exactly how is this happening under the hood? Well, it all comes down to 131 kilobytes. That is a terrifyingly low threshold. Basically, any file larger than 131 kilobytes is rendered completely and permanently unrecoverable by this malware. Why? Because it breaks your files into chunks and encrypts them using random keys, but because of incredibly weak, flawed cryptography, it just throws away the keys needed to decrypt the vast majority of that data. Think about your most critical business assets, databases, presentations, high-res assets. Virtually all of them are way over 131 kilobytes. Because those decryption keys are literally gone, we are left staring at a really harsh reality. No recovery, no backups, no second chances. If your network gets hit and you don't have an isolated offline copy, that data is wiped from existence the second the malware executes. Literally, even the attackers themselves could not recover your files if they wanted to. And that leads to a massive, fundamental shift in cybersecurity consensus right now. Paying is not a recovery strategy. With traditional ransomware, a desperate company might take the gamble and pay the ransom to save the business. But with VECT 2.0, paying is completely 100% useless. There is no decryption key to buy. The system lost it forever. Let's shift gears and talk about how this is spreading. Cyber sabotage for sale. We know the technical danger is extreme, but the economic threat is escalating just as fast. $250. That's the barrier to entry here. For the price of a decent grocery run, literally anyone can become a catastrophic cyber attacker. We aren't just talking about elite state-sponsored hackers building custom tools anymore. VECT 2.0 operates as Ransomware-as-a-Service. You pay a tiny entry fee of about $250 in crypto, you get the malware, and boom, you are an affiliate ready to launch an attack. And that $250 plugs the attackers straight into a sprawling, highly organized threat supply chain. You've got underground hacking forums, organized cybercrime syndicates, and massive, large-scale credential leaks. The people launching VECT 2.0 don't even need to be technical wizards to get into your network. They just buy stolen credentials from this dark economy and walk right in through the front door. It drastically lowers the bar, making these unrecoverable attacks so much more frequent. Okay, let's dive into the technical breakdown inside VECT 2.0's code. Let's map out exactly how this thing overtakes a network step by step. Step 1, infiltration using those stolen credentials. Step 2, once it's in, it immediately starts targeting local network and removable drives while actively trying to blind and disable your security tools. Step 3 is super sneaky. It uses safe mode persistence to hide where traditional antivirus tools usually won't even look. And then step 4, lateral SSH spread. It doesn't just sit on the infected machine. It uses secure shell protocols to aggressively jump from machine to machine, infecting the entire infrastructure before finally detonating the payload. But amid all of that highly aggressive code, researchers found a really strange behavioral anomaly. The malware explicitly avoids attacking systems located in CIS countries, the Commonwealth of Independent States. This is fascinating because it suggests a couple of things. It could be a big clue about the attacker's origins, right? Like they're trying to avoid attracting the attention of local law enforcement in their own region. Or even wilder, it could actually indicate the use of AI-generated code that was trained on outdated datasets, where these specific geographic exclusions were hard-coded into older malware templates. It's a really bizarre digital fingerprint. So what do we do about this? Let's talk about your new defense strategy. Since negotiation is literally impossible with VECT 2.0, containment is your absolute only option. These are the non-negotiable protocols IT professionals have to implement to survive in an era of irreversible data destruction. First, maintain strictly offline backups. If your backup touches the active network, VECT 2.0 will find it and destroy it too. Second, regularly test your recovery procedures. Having the backup is only half the battle. Knowing you can actually restore your business from it quickly is what saves you. And third, implement rapid threat detection to catch that lateral movement we talked about earlier before the encryption and key destruction even starts. I want to leave you with a stark reality to think about. Once this malware hits, it is already too late. VECT 2.0 is a massive wake-up call, demanding that we reevaluate our security postures immediately. You cannot negotiate with digital sabotage, and relying on paying a ransom is now a guaranteed path to permanent data loss. The only way you win is by being fully prepared before the attack even begins. Seriously, think about your own network today. Are your backups truly offline? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Stay secure out there, and I will see you next time.